What's up, everybody? I'm Thomas J. Bellezza, and welcome to From the Hat, where I sit with guests and enjoy myself while we talk about topics because we are talking by choice, chosen by random. And again, I'm joined by Mr. Nick T, aka Mr. Real Estate himself, to jump
Yes,
in and
yes.
join in. What's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
I don't know. We can't talk to them yet. They can leave comments below and tell us
Yeah.
how you're doing.
Tell us
people.
how you're doing.
How are
would
you
love to
doing?
hear that.
All right,
Sorry, I
let's
have
get
my
right
windows
into it.
open. Let me know if it gets a little too loud.
Listen, it's not loud enough. All right, look, I got a hat. Everyone knows I got a hat. Okay, I got some balls in the hat. I put my hand in the hole. I roll my hand around with the balls, and a number on the ball will associate with a topic. And Nick is going to say when.
Now.
Okay, and I'm going to pull out a number and imagine number two. Number
Let's go
two. Let's
couple
go to it.
ways.
Boom.
What is it? What is it?
See. A person is smart. People are stupid. All right. Individually, people can be rational and thoughtful, but in groups, they can often make irrational decisions. This phenomenon, known as group thinking, illustrates the challenges of collective decision making. As always, I give it to the guest first to start the debate. Or not the debate, the conversation. Go ahead, buddy.
People are smart. Is what is that?
A person
is smart,
but people are stupid. And according to the statement, it's because an individual can usually be rational and thoughtful because you could have a nuanced discussion. But with groups, there's a thing called group thinking or herd mentality or echo chambers, right? And it causes people to become irrational, but only because they are filled. You know, there's a hysteria thing too. You know, in certain cities and communities where like an entire group, War of the Worlds is a great example of that. It was on the news, the radio as a story being told, and it was being acted, and people thought the world was actually.
Wasn't there something like that with in the 1800s? I might have this all fucked up here.
There were no radios. Was there a radio in the
1800s? I don't know, but that's not where I was going with that. With with the person that was, I think they were dancing.
Shit, it was. Yeah.
They were dancing or something like that.
Oh, the dancing hysteria. 1518.
Yeah, okay, I was way off. But
yeah, the dancing plague of 1518. Yeah, I remember that story too. That's crazy.
Like,
but yeah, that's a form of hysteria.
Yeah, like just one person started dancing and everybody else just kept going along with it. I would have been like, fuck this, guys. I'm out of here.
That's what happens in Holy Roman Empire, yeah.
I'd have tapped my foot a couple times and then thought to myself, it's like the 1500s, bro. We're going to die very soon. I'm 19. I'm probably going to live to 21.
Yeah, I'm in my old age.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even retire yet.
At this point, I'm like, I got to get to work. We have a family.
Would you work back then, or would you?
I would rob, steal, and plunder.
What I'm saying is, like,
22 back then, you're old.
Well, it really depends. Some people there's record that people live to at least their 40s and 50s in some cases.
To their 40s and 50s.
But when you say work, do you think people actually worked back then, or was work a different mindset where like work was I had to farm, I had to like they weren't working like I'm going to pack out aisles at the supermarket. Like work was more or less
cleaning horse shit off the floor.
Something, but like it was more survival. Like, oh, I have my work duties, but they're not like work. Go to a job, though there were jobs, but a lot of the times it was.
I would think back then, if I was like back then, my work duties would probably be, who's going to feed the cow? I can't be here dancing all day.
Yeah.
Who's gonna shovel the coal? I can't do that. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Did they have coal back then? They probably did.
I don't. Well, they definitely didn't have hot all the time. No, wait. So I know you said coal, but but what are your thoughts on that? Do you agree with the statement?
because me being in real estate and everything else, I've been able to sit down. It's funny when you sit there and you talk to a person, and you'll speak to this person about like a property or a house that they're going to be purchasing, and you'll be able to run them through all the good numbers and run them through everything that's going to be happening from A to Z to top to bottom, and they'll sit there and agree with you. They're like, "Oh, okay, great. Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense." And then they get back to and it'll be a very, very good conversation. And then they'll get back to whether it be their, mom, dad, or somebody else in their workplace, and the person that's in their workplace will be like, "Oh, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't. You should go this way. You should go that way." And it'll be all the wrong information. And I think more or less it's like they'll listen to that person because it's somebody that they feel comfortable with or feel like they can agree with, or feel like they don't have to have a fight or an argument with.
Well, appeasement,
so,
lack of stress. But if I may do a little pushback on what you're saying, though, like that's a one-on-one. That might just be a stupid person.
No, but you said people are smart, and the conversation is always very great. It's very good.
Oh, I see.
It's very, very. They're understanding. They're comprehending everything, and I always think of it like especially in real estate, talking with somebody. It's like a tennis match. You're batting back and forth. So when you throw out good information, they'll throw out a question that is very educated at that point in time, and then they get around people, and then that whole educated questions and thought process.
Because everyone's an expert at that point.
Yes, everybody's an expert at that point.
Yeah, because my uncle told me, my aunt told me, my mom told me, my dad said, my brother said.
I've had people come to me like, "Oh yeah, I bought a house. My grandfather told me he bought a house back in the day, and he only had to put down $1,000."
Oh, in 1901?
And I'm like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, when did your grandfather buy this?" "Oh, 1978. Oh, so the fucking house was probably way cheaper than that." So you know what I mean? And even back then, $1,000 down on a house was expensive. You know what I mean? So it's like you get around these, like you get around people, and you start to think. People start to they just become stupid.
They do become stupid. And just to clarify to anyone who's listening, houses in 1978 were around $55,000.
Madness.
What's 20% of that? It's 10 grand, because 10% would be 5,500. So it'd be $11,000 down payment. That
would be it.
That'd be it. But I don't even think it would have to be I don't think it would have to be 20% back then.
No, it definitely wasn't.
It was a whole different process back then.
It was a totally different process.
Yeah,
there were less checks and balances. There were a lot of different things that were.
Yeah. What's the worst that can happen with that? No. Are you saying the housing market would blow up?
No. That's never gonna happen. But yeah, there was a lot of less checks and balances with that. I don't even think there were any protected classes back then, too. So, like, maybe, what I mean? So
speaking of real estate, what is an instant like if you meet somebody, right? I think the law is you have to show every person the property, right? Like they have to be able to see it. But what in your mind is an instant like they are not going to get this house? Like, meaning like they won't even, it's going to be a no. Like there's no way they're going to be allowed to get this house. Not that they don't want the house, but in your mind, before you even do any paperwork or anything, what is like a sure sign, like a red flag? Like, I have to go through the motions because legally I have to show them the house, but this is a no. Like there's no way this person or people are going to get this house.
So for what you're referring to is like in real estate, we show all houses in all places at all times.
Yeah.
So the thing that hits me, and I'm pretty sure anybody else who's a real estate agent could agree with this, when I know a person's not going to get a property, it's mainly because they're trying to lowball. So when someone comes in, we say the house is listed for 350,000, and they're like, "I'll give you 200,000." And it's a nice house. It'll be a nice house.
Yeah.
I'm only and don't think those numbers are real, because those numbers are definitely were not real at all. Like the $350,000 house now is like 4 or 5. So, but like when people do that, I'll submit the offer 100%. I always think that it's a great idea to have your hat in the game, but I know you're not going to get it. I know it's just, but
Yeah.
I'll do it, and I'll push and fight for it. But I know you're not going to get it, because you just went against everything. We had the great discussion.
Yeah,
we had a great talk, and you just went against everything else, because your grandfather that bought a house in 1930, he lowballed them and was able to get the property.
Would you say the only time something like that with a low ball price would work is like if people died and they inherited the house and they just want to get rid of it, but like even that price will cover the mortgage, that which probably either doesn't remain or is really low, and they're just like, I just need to get this out of my life. Like, I don't want anything to do with this. Does that happen sometimes?
I think it's a case by case thing.
Yeah.
It really depends upon what that person wants to make. There's some people that have the money and have the capital, and they don't really care. They're like, oh, okay, well, I just want to get rid of it because, this house is in Shirley, and I live all the way in Uniondale. I'm never going to be able to get to it. I'll take whatever I can get for it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
When
you hear that, do you go, look, they offered 4, but I'll take the 4 and give you 100.
Like,
you don't care.
Yeah, like come back. Hey, there's a dollar. They gave us $1.
They gave us $1. By law, are you allowed to not present an offer?
No. You have to present all offers.
So if someone's like $5, like you have to be like, I can't believe I have to go to somebody.
I mean, there has to be within reason.
You know what I'm saying? Like if someone was serious, like $5, like maybe they're in, foreclosure. Fuck them.
I mean, even if it's in foreclosure, the bank still wants to make their money back. So $5 wouldn't even make any sense to put down, to offer.
But you can't lose your real estate license because they were like $5, and you're like, I'm not bringing that to them.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if I would lose my real estate license for that. I would definitely inform them that that's a retarded offer. I wouldn't do that, but I would say that in a nicer way, though. Like,
Yeah.
But I would definitely let them know that offers, that's stupid.
That's not going to fly.
Yeah, this isn't an auction. You know what I mean? Even if you go to an auction, you have to buy in to the auction. So yeah. I don't really remember offhand what it is, but I think it's 15,000, maybe more.
So before there's even a like in an auction, for me to even be involved in it, I have to give $15K.
Yeah, I believe so. I might have that number wrong. I really don't deal with much of them.
Does that mean like the lowest bid is $15K then?
You have to put in a check and show that you have this like 15, 20,000, whatever the case may be, just to buy into the auction.
Can you bring a loan to an auction?
Say, oh, I'll give you $350, $325,
$5. Now in an auction though, just to clarify, especially for myself or others who are listening, do you have to pay in cash the resulted offer, or can you get the offer accepted and then go get a bank to give you the loan on the offer?
I don't know too much if a bank would do anything for it, because a lot of these properties are in distress.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Not too many banks are gonna, give you a mortgage for them, like a conventional, maybe a conventional, conventional rehab, maybe. FHA, definitely not. Things like that.
The only reason I bring it up, Mr. Nick, is where I am. You're in New York, but where I am, which undisclosed, a lot of the houses go up for sale through auctions, and they're nice houses. They're not in distress per se.
Yeah.
but I think that's one of the things they do over here. But it's online auctions. They don't have people like come to the house or
Like
anything.
Hubzu, I think, is one.
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends. Like you have to go to the real estate agent website, put in the person's name, and then it takes you to an alternate thing. But
Yeah.
that's one way they do it here. But there's also again, every state is different, but there's no, if I remember correctly, there wasn't like you have to have a minimum buy-in.
I do know of another one that's like an online one, and in order to put your offer in, you have to put down a deposit. I believe it was like $3,000,
Mm-hmm.
and if your offer is accepted for whatever the offer is, you know what I mean, they retain the 3,000, and
so you lose that $3,000.
Yeah, they'll hold on to it.
Oh,
so this way, if your offer is accepted, then they'll hold on to your 3,000, and then they'll reach out to you like, hey, let's get the paperwork started, let's get everything else going. And if you don't, then they'll take it. But if
you do, they'll put it towards the total.
They'll put it towards the property, and then your 3,000. Like let's say like me and you were bidding, and I win the bid, so then they'll go with my name, my number. You still have to put the 3,000 into the pot, so you'll be able to, just in case your offer gets accepted. But since you didn't win the bid, they'll give you back your 3,000, and then you can go ahead and bid on something else.
Imagine they kept it. That would be the business I got into. Auction time.
Yeah.
Do it. All right.
Okay. But yeah. I suggest if anybody's going to do that, just have enough money to do it. Or hard money loans. Hard money loans are another way to go for it too as well.
What about soft money loans? Where
there's no soft money loans because we only do hard
own this land.
We only do hard.
Do you know what soft money is?
No, I don't.
Soft in the industry, the entertainment industry, soft money is like let's say you owned a restaurant, and we had a budget of $15,000 for locations, and we went to your restaurant, and you're like, oh, no, I love your project, or I love that show. You can film here for free. That.
Oh, kind of like that guy, Little Dicky.
I don't know who Little Dicky is, but
he's like the rapper. He did like a whole free video shoot.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Well, yeah. Anything that is a free service or a free cost is still counted in the budget as used because there's a tax write-off because it is a gift, but it's considered soft money. So there's no actual money exchanged. It's just a service or something. Like if I gave you, like, for example, if I was working on your film and I was craft and I was like, no, I just want to feed your people because I want to be involved in the project. Whatever it cost me, I pay for that out of my own pocket, but you on your budget, it's considered soft money because you didn't have to pay for it, but it still has to be budgeted for.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah. So about smart people and smart person, dumb people. So just to clarify, you do agree with the statement that a person has the potential to be much smarter than a group of people who traditionally can turn into the herd mentality, not like January 6th is a thing, because we saw it with our own two eyes in the film, and people just seem to kind of go with the flow. That would be an example of a group of people just choosing to take action, whereas some people were like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I once again, and I also think too, a big part of it too is that the people like to have like you said, the group mentality. I think like they want to be liked. People want to be liked. Want to have somebody to turn to and be like, oh yeah, this is like, yeah, we agree upon the same thing, even though it's stupid. So I think that's a big reason for it too. I think that there's also some people that know that what they're being told is wrong, but they're just like, I'm going to go with the flow because it makes the most sense at the time.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Only 1,000 bottles of baby oil. How weird can this be?
What are you really doing with 1,000 bottles of baby? I have to see photographic evidence of this.
Do you know how long it takes for one bottle of baby oil to go?
I saw. I don't know, man.
Would you walk into that party, a P. Diddy party, see 1,000 bottles of baby oil,
Get the
and
fuck out of
then
there.
one girl.
I'm getting out of there.
You would?
I'm leaving
But it's a
ASAP.
career.
Yeah.
You don't want a career in rap
Nope.
or comedy or anything?
Nope. I'm not gonna. Nope.
Come on, Nick. Come on in. It'll be fun.
Nope.
It's just one time.
Just one time too many.
Just smile to the mirror.
Nope.
Why do I got to smile at the mirror? Just
I would
it's
probably
not a two-way. It is not a two-way. There's no cameras.
I would turn around, leave, and immediately call Netflix because I definitely have a special, and and I'm gonna make money off this.
Wait, let's throw it on the table though. If it was guaranteed a signed contract that you'd be paid $1 million a year, okay, and you would have the doors open for what if you wanted to do. Let's say you wanted to be a comedian because that was one of your dreams, right? So let's say your comedy career will blow up, but you will also pay $1 million a year for 5 years while you develop your comedy career. So then your career will make you money after that. But you have to indulge in the P. Diddy party and the shenanigans of the freak party. But again, no one would know about it because it was only taped. You didn't know it was taped, and it was a private event. And the way that it's said on the street, nobody talked about it. It was just how it was. Would you take that deal and become a bottom for 15, 20 hours and then get the reward?
No.
You wouldn't.
It's not. No, it's not going to happen.
What if you were a top?
Not happening. I'm sorry.
Is it because it's man on man, or because you know that it would hurt you too much if you were bottom, and it would feel too good if you were top, and you don't want to enjoy that?
Nah. Yeah, you know, I just
thinking for a second.
No.
What if they were wearing a wig like P. Diddy did in that one video?
It's just not, hey, some people are into that sort of thing.
You're not. You don't like
I wouldn't be able to get into it. I wouldn't be able to.
You don't have to get into it. You just have to be a part of it.
I wouldn't be able to be a part of it.
You just get floppy. You'll have floppy penis pushing against something.
No.
And you're like, whatever. I'm here. I'm doing it. I still counts. I better get my money.
I think in order to even push forward with that, then you're gay, man. That's.
But it's a matter of blocking it out so you can have the dream, right? Like
I don't care.
That's what
I'm gonna find some other way. I'm gonna. There's no way. I can't morally bring myself to do that because then I have to walk around thinking to myself like, oh man.
But what's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
It would make me upset.
Yeah, but I mean, what is wrong with it that would make you upset?
I'm not gay.
Yeah, but like, I know you're not gay,
mm-hmm.
but all it is butt sex. Like, let's say you get to be top.
No.
Right? So does that mean you don't have butt sex with girls?
I've done that, but
what's the difference?
You cannot compare those two. That is not.
Yes, you can. They're both.
No, you can't.
It's a mud hole.
No, I don't.
You think there is a difference between a guy hole and a girl hole that is not the vagina?
Yeah.
Is it the hair? Because I've seen pretty hairy Italian women.
It's attached to a girl.
You just know in your head.
It's it's one of those things.
You can't get pregnant, and neither can he. But
it's just not for me, man. That's just not my. Hey, anybody that's out there that's gay, do your thing.
Yeah, I just don't do my thing. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
What if a girl is making out with you and you're grabbing her boobies while doing it?
Doing what? There's no circumstance.
There's no circumstances.
There's nothing that's going to make that happen.
$250 million.
Never.
What?
No, I can't.
Would you jerk a man off for $250 million?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were gay.
I got the joggings in the bathroom.
What's the difference between a hand job and like condom covered penis in the butthole?
I would never. I would really never do both.
What is the difference? You wouldn't jerk a man off.
No, fuck no.
For money or survival?
How much money are we talking about?
$1 million a year for 5 years and a career in comedy.
Just a hand job? Just
Yeah,
a hand
just a hand job.
Just a quickie. Nah, I don't know. $1 million
Privately, yes. Publicly, no.
I think $1 million a year in this economy is really nothing.
Yeah, but it would lead to your career in comedy. That's what the stipulation was. The $5 million altogether would have helped finance you to get a real career going, where like you're making real comedy money, where you could afford your life and your lifestyle.
Maybe.
That was not a hard yes, but that's my point. You're saying no, and I almost believe you, but I know in private there is a very small chance that the temptation would lead to a hand job.
No, it will not.
But that's why there's so many people. There's not 5 people involved in the Diddy thing. You know what I'm saying? There's like an industry of people involved. You know what I'm saying? Because the seduction. I've been successful in the entertainment industry, and I have witnessed doors that would lead to that world that I've said no to, or where I've advised others to be like, that sounds sketchy. I've never been in those rooms, which is probably why I am not at the level of, crazy success, right?
Okay.
So
but okay. So you've had that opportunity to do that. Why did you not take it then?
My moral compass was
exactly.
No. Let me finish.
That's exactly it.
You don't know what my moral compass is. It has nothing to do with a penis. My moral compass was that I didn't want to be beholden to someone for a favor. Like, I didn't want to trade my soul for a favor.
Well, like you just said, it was just butt sex.
No, but it's a quid pro quo, but in a way where they had something on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then I would have been like, I would have just came out and be like, I had butt sex with this guy. And they'd be like, wait, why are you telling them? Because I don't understand what the mystique is. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have nothing on me, but I still get my deal, right? And then they'd be like, no. And then I have to have them killed. So it's, no, I would, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just never wanted to owe somebody because I felt I was getting the bigger deal. But in reality, one of my mentors in the music industry, he basically told me, he's like, look, your whole job with networking is about building relationships that are symbiotic, right?
Okay.
So it's not necessarily a quid pro quo. It's that together you grow, not a you do me a favor and you owe me one. Like, that leads to bad stuff.
It's like some mafia shit.
Yes. Right? You know, like, if I go, Nick, look, I'm going to help you do this thing. And then you do it. And I'm like, you owe me one. Now you're beholden to this thing. And my morality, my moral code doesn't allow me to be beholden to somebody because they did something for me. However, I will happily do something for someone for free. And I'm sure you can contest that, where I am just helping them and I don't ask them for stuff in return.
Okay.
You know, so that is why I said no to many musical opening doors, mostly in the music industry, because, you know, it was different time back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's why. But if someone was like, I was recording you and you were, I'd be like, hey, internet, I did this thing with a guy. And then I'd be like, now what?
They would just laugh at you.
No, the internet wouldn't care, especially nowadays.
Especially nowadays. Think about it back in the 90s, though. That would have never flown.
Oh, back in the 90s? Yeah, in the 90s. But again, No, because people were coming out that had like real influence and real names, and they were doing pretty good.
Like who?
Elton John,
Oh, okay.
uh,
But
Ellen
wasn't he already
DeGeneres.
out? Elton John was never in.
He was married to a girl.
Was he?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I live here.
Oh.
He was married to a woman for a very short time, and the guy from Queen, he was with a girl for a very long time too, but he was bisexual. But my point is like it wouldn't matter to me because I don't see anything wrong with any I don't see the taboo in it.
Just sex is sex, right? That's
Sex is sex. I think that the taboo for me is the use of sex without connection. That is a taboo. Like to have sex just to release yourself because of my moral code and my religious beliefs. Like I think that's like empty sex doesn't make sense to me. Like when I was in everybody wanted to have sex because I was the lead singer and guitarist and I had the way I looked. And then I get off stage and they'd be like, will you have sex? And I'd be like, what's my name? And they'd be like, Lord Telmon Altanian. Like, then no sex because they didn't even know my name, and people were like, you don't drink, you don't do drugs, you don't smoke, you don't have sex with random girls. Like, are you even in the metal industry? And I'm like, yes, but I have code. I have to me, I stopped dating very early on in my relationship life. And it became more of like, I'm going to be friends with you. And I'm going to see how you behave around people. I'm going to see how you behave with your relationships you're in. And if they fail, they fail. If they succeed, they succeed. And once I develop something, then I will make a move. If I want a relationship, if you want to be intimate with me and I'm friends with you and I know you, I don't need to be in a relationship to be intimate with someone, but I do need to have that connection, that emotional connection, because to me, you're in my life forever. If you ever need anything, because the walls came down and we allowed each other to embrace, and there's something. I love intimacy with a woman and a friend.
Yeah, to clarify.
But I've never been with a man, so but like with a woman, I love when a friendship can go that far and you can be sexually intimate, or even just intimate without full on, just to be able to cuddle and snuggle, and not in a sense like I'm winning, I'm scoring, but like it's the greatest door, the next door to a relationship, a friendship, is being able to embrace that kind of thing. So,
okay,
but anyway, that's neither here nor there.
No, okay. I think that takes a lot of growing to do, because I feel like everybody can agree within your younger years you're just like, you know what, if I can get it, I'm gonna hit
it. But also if I'm 20 years old, right, those people are thinking, if I can get it, I'll hit it, and I get a career. So like they're making choices. But also imagine you grew up with no money, or you didn't grow up with opportunity, and somebody says to you, here's $1 million and a career doing the thing you want to do, and you get out of this life, but you just have to do this butt stuff with this guy. And then you find out afterwards you were filmed, and P. Diddy's like, I own you. And they're like, whatever, I have a career, right? And they're like, it's never going to come out as long as I do my part. And then he's like, oh, by the way, you have to come to the next freak party. And you're like, no, I did that already. And well, I have this tape on you. So now you have to do the next freak party. And maybe you're the bottom this time, or the top, right? Now you're stuck in this cycle.
Like it's just a door that will never close. You're just in it. Yeah. That's
why if somebody tries to blackmail you, they're like, look, if you give me $1,000, I won't tell anyone about this thing. And you're like, well, this is going to go on for a very long time, because what's to say they're not going to say that again in 3 weeks. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to come out and say the thing happened.
I had a friend once that was on a video chat thingy, and it was like one of those rooms where you get to talk to girls and stuff like that. And he was showing off his little measle there, and
Was it like a
And-
meagle or whatever it's called? The oogla or whatever. I don't know. I know what you're talking about though.
So he was showing him, he was showing himself off a little bit, and he goes like the person's like their screen goes black, and he goes like, "Yo," they hit him up. They're like, "I have your Instagram account, and I'm gonna send everybody these videos of you, you know, touching yourself and jerking off and showing your joint." And he calls me, and he's like, "Yo, Nick, I don't know what to do. What do I do?" He's like, "Yeah, she this person saying that she wants, I think it was 500." And I was like, "Oh, well, what does she have? What does she have?" And he was like, "Oh, yeah, she got like the video and picture, you know, me doing stuff." And I was like, "So what?"
Yeah, who cares?
I was like, "So what? Fuck it." And he's like,
Yeah.
"I think I'm gonna send her. I'm gonna tell her I can't do 5." I was like, "Okay." So like she goes like, "Okay, can you send me 300?" I was like, "Yo, just say no." And he's like, "All right." He's like, "Yo, I could do 300." I was like, "Just say no. Fuck it. Just say no." And then it got all the way down to $50. And he's like, "Yo, I can give her $50." And I was like, "Yo, bro, if you give her $50 today, she'll hit you up next week and be like, 'Hey, I need 100." And then she'll hit you up the next week after that, like, "I need 150 now.
Yep.
I need 100, like, I need 200. I
Yep.
need 250." And then that number is going to keep going up, up, and up.
Yeah.
I was like, "Forget it. Let her show off your dick. It don't matter, bro." I like,
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter at this point.
And I'm big enough where I'm like, I'll send it.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he wound up not doing it. And then he goes to work and he's telling everybody at work, and he's like, "Yeah, you know, this situation happened. It's like, it's so embarrassing. I know people are probably going to get hit up with this stuff, and yada yada yada." And he's like, "Yo, I just want to let y'all know that, like, I apologize if you get anything from anyone else." It's some dude that was like, one of the dudes that was the manager was like, "They got me last week." He's like, I told him, like, they hit me up, and I was like, "I'm a nobody. I don't care.
Yeah.
Go ahead." like, like, go ahead.
I'm a nobody.
He's like, "Go ahead, send it around. I don't give a shit."
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's like
I
when Chris
think
Evans released his penis by accident. And he's like, "Well, now that I have your intention, remember to vote."
like, fuck it. It happens.
What the hell happened? Your camera died.
Oh my god, this browser connection to your camera.
Oh, it's because you have a Mac, right?
No, I have an HP.
Oh, an HP. I don't know what's going on. Well, with that said, though, Nick, let's call it a day with the episode.
Man.
Nick, how do people find you? Come on, Hal 3000.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. It's Mr. Real Estate or Nicholaus Tomlinson. You can find me either or.
Yeah, the last name's very easy to spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nick,
I want to get the camera turned back on. I don't know why the camera.
All you got to do is go to your we'll take care of it in a second. But anyway, all right. Yeah, I'll have his information in the description below. To everyone who's watching, I'm Thomas J. Bellezza. This is From the Hat. We are talking by choice, chosen by random. I'll see you next week on another episode. Bye.
Later.